snap it in half.
Yeah, it's a little snout on about that long.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I've been reeling them in before. If you're not reeling fast enough, they'll take it. Yeah. And we did some, black tip shark at night. That's fun. Yeah, I mean, other than that, that's. And you get paralyzed when you hold a shark, right behind the neck, you paralyze temporarily, so they don't bite you.
Never seen it, but I've never.
It's kind of neat, but when you want to go, like I go off Cape Canaveral, Cocoa Beach, out on that, you can't believe how many sharks there are. I mean, we'll catch one after another. It's insane. You're right in 2-3 foot of water, so.
Wow.
It takes you twice to go in.
My son lives in North Carolina. He said, I don't need to go in this.
Now when you see it, like I was talking to all of the guys out of there, when we were talking, not a single one of them swim.
Everybody on the beach, nobody is from North Carolina.
No.
Well, they're from inland maybe, but nobody from around there. And he said, all you gotta do is watch a drone flight. And you see people swimming, and you see the sharks, and most of the time, nothing happens. But we were down there a couple of years ago, and there was a bunch of shark bites. So he said, "Yeah, we're not at a good position of a food chain to be in."
Yeah.
We were walking. Kim and I were in Hilton this year. We were walking the beach, and it was near dusk. And we were walking, and
In the water.
I didn't know. I've never seen it before. There was water moccasin in the ocean, right off the beach.
I seen one.
And I'm like, I've never seen that before. Usually in the weedy area or something, it scared the heck out of me because those are faster than anything else. Like,
And they're aggressive.
oh, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, they come after you. You're usually not fast
Yeah,
enough.
they used to be kind of plentiful up in this area.
Yeah.
Get down around Atwater and the swamps and stuff.
Really?
They got you over
And I
there.
don't know what happened. They just sort of rattlesnakes used to be down there too.
Yeah.
6:30 meeting for, that we have.
Public hearing.
Public hearing.
Have you been going down to Florida for a long time?
Yeah, we don't touch that.
Yeah.
The other one.
So, when you're driving into Fort Myers Airport, there are the signs that say Black Panthers, and the joke is, they're like, Black Panthers, that group's still around? And I've asked people, like, is that legit? I mean, it's gotta be legit, their sign.
Mhm.
And they say, yeah, you don't see them usually in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have not seen
That's the development that's going on.
I mean, I've been down there like at a hotel where you've got the
You're on
swamps.
43 by the
If you're
by the
walking
bog
around
road
something,
and then
somebody
it's
will say,
huge development.
you need to really be careful. like,
The one
don't
at-
be daydreaming when
Skip
you
where
walk
the
around.
Dillons is?
'Cause they're talking
What
about,
development are
would
you
it be
talking about?
alligators down
That's
there?
what I'm asking you. Okay.
Yeah.
It's on
so-
43, you can't miss it.
you
It's
sort
right
of walk
by, it's
up on it
huge.
and
If you're going north, it's on the left.
Yeah.
It's like right where the bog road is.
Oh, that's
I don't think
the
I've met anybody that's-
senior.
I met one
Senior
guy that said
Citizen
that he's
Center?
seen-
Oh, no, the nursing. I think they're already there in Ravenna.
Ravenna,
Ravenna.
Yeah.
Their circulation is not good.
they closed
Oh, I can't
all
believe
their
they keep
stuff.
it going.
Ravenna,
I
I
think their
thought.
circulation's
Huh?
all through.
I thought they closed everything in Ravenna.
I didn't
Yes.
think they did.
The conglomerate owns
I thought they were just
USA
working
Today,
everything
and
out of
they-
Beacon
it's
Drive.
really big papers. Yeah,
So that's who
Yeah.
owns them.
and,
I thought they had an office in Ravenna.
can't believe it.
They used
So,
to have one, then they.
it wasn't
used to have a
Record Crew
press
that owned the
room in
building.
Ravenna.
But whoever owned the building in
And then they
2012
built a
put an
press
addition
room
on it.
down in,
I think the building, the original building
Southern
was
Ohio,
built,
I guess it is.
if I recall right, I think it said 38.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a, and then it was a Mazda, it was a car dealership when it opened. And then it was the first Mazda dealership in the area. But, man, we were going through it, and you're looking at like, hey, they put buku bucks into this remodel in there as well. All new electric switchgear, everything, new. All new rooftop units. I mean, it was like, hey. And never really, I don't think, since they did that, never was really going full tilt.
So why did the Bridge Church buy?
So we have, so we're not ready to buy, because that's where we want to build at. But as you
I
start
mean, where
talking,
the church is at, that they're in right now.
well, no, that's, because we were meeting in the school, and then COVID hit, so then we had to get out of school. So then that church became available. Tom Weesey knew the developers, and there's some conversations that took place and said, well, we're not using it, so yeah, you can use it. And then we know that it's coming due that we gotta get out of there, because they're gonna take the building down. But we were meeting with the architect on the property that we own on 43. But, it's like, you don't really want to pull the trigger right this minute to build, because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
And you're trying to figure out what you want to build, so that's probably gonna be a 6-month process, just to try and nail that down. And then you probably have 6 months to a year to build. And
So you're gonna do something in the Cleveland building then?
yeah, so, well, the Record Curry, yeah. So that'll probably be our home for the next 2 or 3 years. So what we've done is just said, let's push pause with the architects on the property, because we're gonna be here, let's see what happens. Because like churches, sometimes they're building small, with the hopes that you grow. Well, if you grow, then you don't want to build too small, all that kind of stuff. So this will give us time to just kind of, well, first of all, not have to worry about getting out right away, those kind of things. And we got a good deal on the building. So,
At least we have a home.
what's that?
We have a place to go.
Yeah, well, a place to go. So there's plenty of parking. There's actually room to expand.
Where's the one on 43? Where's your?
It's right on it's the northeast corner. It's not the corner of Powell Road and 43. It's like, I think 1 or 2 lots up.
Where the carpet place used to be? Or?
Yeah, I think it's,
Right,
I don't know if
Just
that was
below
on our
that.
property. but-
Right before it, yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
right before
Yeah.
where George's carpet used to be.
at some point, I think that when we talked about setting a building, it'd be nice to have the lot next to it. I'm greedy, I would be nice to have the lot all the way over to the corner. But there's a couple houses in there, but we have access to that.
I thought maybe you'd be up next to Dunkin' Donuts somewhere.
Yeah, no, that's Kent, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be good. Although we'll be in Kent. So, but anyway, the church is supposed to be not a nursing home, but another senior assisted living facility.
Which one's that?
The one we're meeting in now,
Oh,
the old Water Street Church.
yeah, okay. That used to be a Lutheran church.
Yeah. That's been several different ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's all the craze to build seniors.
Oh, yeah. Is this one, this new one, is it assisted or just a
It's a nursing home.
just a nursing home? Or
96 beds. full nursing.
Yeah, what's the one over in Stowe that's closing? Stowe Glen.
Still
Mhm.
playing.
Maybe we pull some of that.
Well, they.
I can believe that. My sister was.
Yeah, no notice.
That was a bad place.
Unless that-
It is.
Some of them are, some of them are scary.
But you know what, years
How do you get
ago,
employees though?
years ago though,
It's expensive, you gotta
I
staff
mean, actually,
probably.
it's a nice facility, but
And when you get
It'd be so costly to remodel
Yeah.
and clean it up.
Well, somebody tried remodeling, when she was there, they were in the middle of remodeling. But it was, I mean, it stunk in there.
Well, it did, yeah.
I'm surprised that they
And,
continued the project. I mean, I guess
people, they
had a lot of
just let-
confidence that, oh, you got Kent State here.
The room she was in, and the lady that was in the same room with her, they never
Most
closed,
of those
like, their
nurses
bed closed or anything, and it just stunk.
Yeah,
Before they
as soon as you
graduate.
walk in the door, you smell it.
And then, some guy would just walk in the room and just try to crawl in bed with her one night. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder even now, I'm just saying, I don't think even employees, because that's not a job for everybody.
No, it's not.
No.
I wouldn't
Make a lot of
want
money though.
No, I don't,
You can,
3 minutes.
yeah.
what's that?
I'm counting.
Yeah, I have a friend that his wife's a nurse, and she goes out to California, like,
We give you bonuses to do it.
Travis.
yeah, so they're out there for like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month. But she said it's really hard to turn the money down, and what they're paying.
Yeah, I,
I mean.
How can you not find people? I mean,
nobody wants to work right now. for some
What's it-
reason.
I know.
Yeah.
oh,
I can't believe the number of restaurants, like, even Mike's begging for help. now.
Yeah, I've never, in all the years I've known him, I've never seen an
I
outline
know.
sign.
And, the old A&W and
Closed.
it had to close because he had 5 people quit on him in one day.
That's like.
And he couldn't get anybody,
Wow.
Wow.
so. Who else was I,
Here I'm working.
it was just someone.
Oh, really?
Well, we used to joke and say,
Region.
everybody wants a job and nobody wants to work.
Yeah,
Well, now it's nobody wants a job.
Right.
Yeah.
I was in Guido's up in Ravenna, that place is always packed.
Yeah.
And they're closed on Mondays now. They don't serve breakfast anymore because they
Mike's
can't get the
place
staff. I
does,
was talking to him, he can't get anybody to work.
Yeah.
Mike's is closed on Monday?
Closed on Mondays.
No, Guido's.
Oh, Guido.
Guido's.
Oh, Guido. I thought
Yeah, a lot of restaurants.
You were talking about Mike's.
I think Mike's place says his always says a million
Yeah.
cars in.
Yeah, he's got signs out trying to get help.
Yes, he does.
When's the Dunkin' Donuts opening?
I don't know, that's Kent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, don't let the police department know.
When did that start?
Hey, Ron,
You're all set.
you're live on YouTube.
Because they need to see what?
We're live on YouTube.
Okay, folks, it's 7:00. We will call the regular meeting of the Brimfield Township Zoning Commission to order. May I have a roll call again?
Brown Jones.
Here.
Tom Johnson.
Here.
Debbie Darlis.
here.
Tom Sargent.
Here,
Patrick Blair.
Here,
Seth Haley.
Here.
Colette Wilson.
Here.
Also present is Economic Development Director and Zoning Inspector Mike Ladd, and myself, Lauren Hoffman, Zoning Secretary.
A motion to accept the agenda.
I motion.
Second, please.
I'll second.
Excuse me. All those in favor signify.
Aye.
Motion carried. Approval of minutes. Motion, please.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes are approved. This is going to be a work session, I believe. The proposed zoning district changes discussion based on the comprehensive land use plan. Would you like to clarify that for us, Mike?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You wanted to say something about that?
Oh, yeah, sure. So this is going to be the proposed zoning district changes based off the comprehensive land use. It is, the use is not covered, come before the Board of Zoning Appeals for a ruling, and then all the zoning resolutions are attached as well as they were posted into the paper. So I think we're good to go.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve the changes?
That, I'll make the motion to accept the zoning resolution sections as listed in our agenda. Do they need to be read again?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor signify, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
So this then gets forwarded to the trustees.
next Wednesday?
Yeah, it'll go to them next Wednesday, and then they'll still be notified of this minutes. And then they'll set a public hearing and then vote on it after that.
Okay. Is there anything for the good of the order?
We had at the last meeting, we discussed about the,
General commercial.
on Route 43 south to 76.
Mhm.
Some of those properties, I had an opportunity to look at some of those properties. I think there's, my recollection is correct, there are probably 18 or
Yes.
so in that neighborhood. My thoughts are, I think it would be consistent with the zoning to change those and look really serious at doing those. We've been playing with that for years, and I think when we had a community, what was it? A couple of years ago, we had a community come for the summer and went around the township and so forth and looked.
Oh, yeah, the surveys.
Yeah, we looked at, there was some thought of developing that, but again, it looks like it's not going to happen in the way that we envisioned it. Utilities just aren't there to support any type of general commercial, at least even on lots that are off the main thoroughfare there.
Right.
Did we want it to move forward with looking at individual lots and then?
I think, yeah, if everybody would like to, we could have it at the next meeting, and I'd give this to Todd to kind of give us a blow-up section of the general commercial, so we could see, because I can't see it. But if we could blow this up and then actually like outline which properties we would be taking out of the general commercial and then what they would be going to next. And I would say, most of them are going to be R1 coming out of there. But at least you could have a blow-up section of it, and then we could look to see which ones we're changing and what we're
Are we
changing it
talking
to.
the east side, west side, or?
Both sides.
Both sides.
Both sides. Yeah. I mean, it only makes sense. There's only one, and then after this, and I don't mean to jump ahead, but we have a lot of interest in the Card property. There's 50 acres back there. The back's up to 76. And everybody that looks at it wants it to go to heavy industrial. And the surrounding areas around it, there's the old asphalt, Talmadge asphalt, which is Kokosing, and we've got Don Vorco, and they all have exterior outside storage, but it's zoned light industrial. They're all grandfathered in, so there's not much we can do, but I would, in doing this comprehensive land use plan, I want to call it what it is. If this has been sitting there forever as an asphalt plant, let's put it as heavy industrial. So that, after we look at the general commercial, I'd like to start concentrating on that area and taking a look at
The
that.
access of that's off 18.
Yes,
I think there's only one access road to that.
yeah, off Card, yep,
Yeah.
yep, yeah,
And there's no utilities back there.
no.
Well,
There is
the
going back to,
asphalt
but not
plant,
into.
the asphalt
Yep.
plant has access right next to Simcox on the.
Yes, they do.
On the east side of Simcox.
Mhm.
Is that, I'm just kind of envisioning that's connected to the, there's a dirt place back there. Don't they do an excavation?
Warco.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, the whole area is our biggest heavy industrial area we have, but it's light industry. So I'd like to call it what it is.
I don't know if Norco connects with that property there, though, does it?
No, it's separate, but it's
Yeah.
still in the same area that, we're getting all this outdoor. And like with Kokosing coming in, they did all the EPA stuff. So the plant's gonna be good for a long time now because they did make it safe and, made it through the EPA phase 2 compliance.
Is that what we're looking at? If you look at the zoning districts, that's the 73 acres there, the LI, that follows 76 and
Yeah,
follows 18.
all of that
So
goes all the
that's
way-
a big, it's a big
It's a
piece of real estate. too.
Big, yeah. And the surrounding areas around it. I would try to probably buffer it. The homes that are in there right now are zoned light industrial. We could take the front properties so that when you're across from R3, maybe it's light industrial and not. But I'd like to concentrate that after this GC change. I'd like to take a look at it and just make sure that I don't want anybody to be blindsided either. I don't want a residential home saying, "Oh, no, I got to look at this across the street." I don't want to do that to them. But
Right.
Everything on the south side of Talmadge Road is all R3.
R3, yeah.
So-
Right, the topography of that, I think there's a slight hill going
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Really
which helps
going
us. Yeah,
down. There are apartment complexes as you're going west
yes, there is.
that are in there, and
They want to
I'm
expand as well.
kind of interested how they ended up in the light industrial area.
Mhm.
Well, then you also have the aquifer lower overlay, that valley down through there, if you will, is one of the major aquifers here.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah.
I don't know what,
So if you put like a chemical plant in there, there could be.
Yeah, well, because Plum Creek
Right.
goes down through
Right.
there.
I didn't see a wetlands overlay on that either.
We have it, so you have it like, and comprehensive land use plan, we have maps on the wetlands that are outlined.
Okay.
So you need to consider that as well, but I think Mike's right. The other property we have is heavy industrial. Do we have anybody in there that's heavy industrial?
No,
It's,
no, and that's what I'm saying is it's kind of crazy. It's the other thing, and keep in mind that really struck me as I was going through this. And we have one company, I can't say who it is. I talked to them today. They could bring between roughly 300 employees here and buy up that property if it's zoned correctly. This whole area there is an old CRA. So this area here and part of Sunnybrook, going up Sunnybrook, I want to start concentrating on because we did find this old CRA back from the 80s. It's a 15-year, 100% abatement for big companies to come in. So
Across from the golf course.
yeah, it's still in existence. We did the research legally. We could still offer it. It's amazing.
Well, yeah,
I
that
mean,
goes all the way up to
we'll
Old
never
Forge.
get that again. I mean, nobody's ever going to prove that again. So
Yeah.
I want to be able to utilize that and get some money for the township out of that,
Well, you've got the printing factory there.
Yes, and Hess can. Now, if Hess printing expands, they want to put a 70,000 square foot addition off Sunnybrook. We could offer them that same CRA for
Yeah.
expansion.
Yeah.
Would that be to the north of their building?
It would
They have to be.
yes, it'd be north.
Well, north of the present building?
Yeah, they talked about it for a long time. The biggest problem with Hess is that they can't get, like everybody else, they can't get employees.
I was gonna say, because they'd be pushed on the railroad tracks a little bit there, wouldn't they?
Their biggest thing, and I know they were meeting with vocational training, is there is no printing class anymore. So, a lot of their work was going to Indiana.
They've been a pretty good employer there, they've
Oh, yeah,
place
for
nice and
sure.
clean, and
For sure.
I don't know how many are employees there anymore, but
I have the numbers, but I don't remember them.
200-300 maybe?
Yeah, there's a
Their
lot.
parking lots get.
Yeah,
it's
they're
pretty
working, aren't they working 3 shifts?
Yeah.
It's almost funny how much printing there still is.
I know.
I remember years ago thinking, I wonder if they're gonna get hurt with this.
No, they're pretty busy. But no, so yeah, I'm with Tom Johnson. Let's look at the general commercial. I'll get those blown up for you through regional planning, and then we'll concentrate on which ones we're going to actually change. And then from there, we'll have to start sending out notices for public hearing and do zoning changes on that. So all this is going to take time, but we might
Yeah,
get started better now than
Yeah,
ever.
the car industrial area and going on down to the asphalt plant and all that. Who's the other company that's in there with asphalt?
Cosing.
Huh?
Kosering.
Who?
Well, didn't you say Kosering? is
Oh,
in it?
Kukosing.
Okay. But if you go up Card Parkway and you, to the end and you turn left, that's all open land almost all the way down there.
No, that's where they're looking at coming.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a lot of endangered coyote species running around in there. I mean, I've seen them crossing the interstate there multiple times.
Mhm.
So,
Also, I was at a trustee meeting and there was some discussion about that property a number of years ago. There was a cemetery in there at one time.
Yeah, it's
That's
moved.
right.
And it was supposed
That's
to be
next to
decommissioned.
Thorndikes or something.
Yeah.
the Thorndike
that's all moved.
Cemetery.
Right.
That's all moved.
The,
I don't know if we've ever seen any certification that was.
yes.
Well, they wanted to
the-
give us the property, I know that.
Well, the Portage County Land Bank was after it there for a while.
Yeah,
Uh,
it is. They want to give
the
it to us.
bodies were all removed from there back in the 60s and put up at the rest land. And I think it was,
you sure about that? Ray?
yeah, well, Chicks Spring said they do it.
Because I was there.
Anyway, yeah, and there was a resolution back in probably the 80s, I want to say 70s, 80s, where they wanted to turn the property over to the Historical Society for maintenance. And it was accepted by them, but nothing was ever done. Nobody ever did anything. So, there are a couple tombstones still sitting up there, but supposedly
I've been up
nobody's.
in there looking for
Right, there was some discussion at the trustee meeting at the time to do
At night,
ground
flashlight?
surveillance
Yeah.
radar to make sure that it was.
Well, somebody was up there
It was
digging a
clean.
backhoe. So.
Any
We hope
remains.
so. We would hope so.
I think that was Portage County.
That never really
For the
went
land
anywhere.
Well, the land bank has it.
They were after.
And yeah, because they took it for delinquent taxes.
Okay.
And then they were trying to turn it over to the township, but we have no need for, it's just a small parcel of.
I wouldn't touch that piece of property with a 10-foot pole. I mean,
Well,
highly suspect that there's not bodies in there.
their, the house, the brick house that sits there, their garage has encroached upon that property a little bit too,
Oh,
when
yeah.
they built that garage.
Yeah.
So there was some discussion about
That's
that.
what reminds me of, yeah.
Yeah.
Pat, you have something to tell us?
Yeah. Well, actually, they made a movie about that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that the people at the time said they moved all the bodies out of there.
Yeah.
So how true that is, whether they left anybody,
I
who
guess,
knows?
yeah.
Well, they have this stuff called ground penetrating radar. I think it would behoove whoever wants the property to run it, but I was up in there looking, there's no tombstones left.
The one that's sitting at the top of the hill.
Well, there might be one,
Yeah.
might be a stump too.
Well, there's a couple of those, but yeah, there was a tombstone on it, or a monument of some sort, and I was up in
Hey,
there.
that's at a time when they buried people in wooden boxes.
Yes, it was.
That's, over 100 years ago, there's probably nothing left of it.
Sometimes they just wrap them up in a blanket and put them in
I was
there.
mentioning that because it might, I don't know how well that's known in the community, but there might be some resistance, possibly. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
I believe there are members somewhere of the whole Thorndike family.
Yeah.
So about that, I don't know.
Yeah, there's Thorndikes
Yeah.
around.
There's a lot of people don't know anything about the West Side Cemetery on Matador Road. In the 80s and 90s, the township was burying some people in there.
yeah, it's just hard to get to.
Yeah.
Where's that?
The one on Margaret
On
Road.
Matador Road, as you turn up on Matador Road on the right-hand side at top of the hill.
It's just like a dirt road going back in there, so it's tough to,
It's
the
all,
driveway's tough. to
yeah,
get
it's
into.
all,
Like if you have to pull off and you have people, there's nowhere to park, like for a funeral or something.
Well,
yeah.
now it's a dead end road, so traffic should be.
Well, a lot of people didn't want be buried there because of the interstate. Might wake them up with all the trucks going by.
Yeah.
Just
That
move
would
them.
be annoying, spend eternity listening.
So yeah, we'll have something, on the GC district coming back. We'll hit that back up, and I guess I don't know, what's your, keep GC going all the way down 43 and just hope someday we could get some kind of,
Yeah.
it makes sense, I mean.
I mean, we've been sitting on that property for,
The rest of it, I say, let it go to
For so many
residential.
years, yeah.
I know, no, the church you're involved, I think they have some hopes to build some homes off of Howe. There's some property there that, yeah, there's 2 lots where you were gonna build the church, and then there's a couple lots behind it that would get rezoned into residential.
They're
And
part of our property though.
nobody would like to sell them off,
Oh,
sell them off.
we did rezone it on the corner of Howell and 43 for the towing company and the storage.
yes.
I see that on here, yeah.
Yeah, that was somebody's idea of bringing in
Pack vans,
pods, old,
Connex boxes.
yeah.
Shipping containers and setting them on a
And-
concrete pad and calling it a day.
That was on Howe?
Yeah,
Yeah, right on the
So-
corner.
Was that a variance or was that a
well, no,
zoning change?
what happened was the towing company wanted to put their corporate office there. They were talking about building a pretty nice building. And then the next thing we were talking about was this guy that wanted to do these storage things, but he would never come in with a drawing or make it land. He didn't want to be pinned down, so he could kind of just keep changing and
Was this
revolving.
Mike Rice?
I don't remember. who
I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you see those storage units built like that with
Yeah.
Connex boxes, and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, this is.
The towing company was going to be built like behind it up Howell Road where the roundhouse is at up there, you know?
Yeah.
It was gonna be just this side of it and he was gonna have a
Well,
driveway.
that's
going in.
a church property now, isn't it?
No,
A little
we're
bit.
just
a
to
little
the
bit further
north.
out,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that all that stuff fell through and I don't know.
So we'll keep it GC, but I think, think about what else we could do with it. Nothing's moving.
well, the
So
last time we talked about this, we said if water would be run down,
Mhm.
then those properties would probably all jump, they would be in demand.
But
More
it-
help.
Yeah, but keep
If it
in mind
comes
too, we've got all our general commercial all going to Maple Crest. And I'd like to keep the commercial down there. So, maybe at the next meeting, just think of if there's we could go to an integrated commercial up in there where you could allow for, not that we need apartments, but it just gets the commercial a little bit more versatile.
Well, I imagine.
I'm not opposed to condominiums in there and going
Yeah,
to
I
a
was
higher.
gonna say, some of that, on the west side, like where the old, mini golf course was at, and all that goes way back. So, you can even put a development back in there.
And maybe it makes sense to keep that side. If there's no water and sewer, maybe we should, I'll do my homework and then we'll make some proposed changes and then we can work from there. Because if I could put a development with lots and you could put septic and well, maybe that's.
Has there been any of the property owners that have requested zoning changes or?
Just one, and it's behind the Mexican restaurant. He did not request it formally. Actually, he's Dave Crummell, who's building the condos back there in Pleasant Hills, does a nice job with those. He said that if that was changed, he would continue on. His condominiums are very popular. Like they're selling like hotcakes. And
He used to know the restaurant there. I'm getting tired of Mexican.
I don't think you're gonna get it behind there though. I think.
That's a little too far off.
Yeah, it's too far off. We've got the restaurant going in with the old Rico's. That's gonna be the Bark and Bite, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Bark and Bite. It's gonna be a barbecue. Yeah.
Didn't they supposed to?
They're gonna start working on it now. They just pulled permits. It's called Bark and Bite. It's a barbecue
Oh,
place. Rico's, the old Rico's.
Did Joe buy it or?
Across from the
No,
park.
Joe
No.
didn't. No, this is, so
Across from
they're local
Right
guys.
at 18
They
and
own a
33.
roofing
Oh,
company here.
okay,
And,
okay.
Southeast
Okay.
corner.
Okay.
They also are football coaches at the school, field schools, and I guess the firemen, a lot of people know them. So they're gonna try to make a go of it with the restaurant there. And then, we're still working on one down at Maple Crest, a sit-down one, which we're hoping.
That'd be nice down there.
Yeah, we need it down there.
Fridays or something bigger.
Mhm. Mhm.
Olive Garden.
Yeah,
Well, I know that's what we were talking about, Tom Weesey, trying to get something up there, but
we're still, I know that Todd is big on this, and I agree. I'd love to see it with that integrated commercial there. We'd still like to see that mixed use. We'd still like to see that come in there, I think.
What's that?
The IC district with Tom Weezy and the Skipper Group behind McDonald's. We'd love to see that mixed use. We'd like to see the apartments up on top and the restaurants below. And
Yep.
I think it'd just be so popular with the town center. It just,
FedEx, next year, their lease is running out on their property on, was it Killian? They're in
Yeah.
Green.
yeah.
And then they're trying to decide whether they want to rebuild somewhere or redo their lease or move somewhere with it. That'd be a nice spot for them up there.
well, they were trying to get FedEx before, I think.
Mhm.
Because that's what I think all that infrastructure was put in for, all the underground stuff was.
Yeah, Skipper's the one who built the property on Green for FedEx.
So they'd lose them down there.
Well, that's why I see that type of property up in Detroit and in other places. I'm
It's
amazed.
so popular
It is.
everywhere.
The Columbus
I
down
just
up
can't
at-
see why it's not. Yeah, Columbus is
Off
another.
of 270 and,
Yeah.
what is that? Can't think of the road there. Exit 31 down there off of 270.
But are people still concerned about like lockdowns? I mean, if I was a restaurant owner and had a sit-down restaurant, I would really be concerned about it.
Yeah.
Like Dunkin', carry out, expanded like tenfold because of COVID. So them putting that in is probably not a risk at all to them.
Yeah.
But a sit-down restaurant could be.
With the apartments above, you have a college.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying if they got to the place where they started shutting things down again, that would not be good if you were building a brand new restaurant. I mean, that's.
No, that
We got-
would take
Yeah.
some real.
We definitely have the density though to support it. We've got another housing coming in off of Talmadge Road. There's 42 acres there off of Chapman.
More houses.
That's sold and that's going to Katie. I think Katie bought it. Mike Wynom's daughter, who runs the development company.
Is it?
So,
Just east of Chapman.
mhm.
Okay.
And it ties in. There's a stubbed off road off of
Yeah,
Chapman.
that's the
Farm.
one
For sale off that one property.
Yeah,
So
we
you-
rezoned that
Right.
one time for.
There's access.
Bill,
off of Chapman to-
Bill,
Yeah. They're going to come in with a
what's Bill's
PRD.
name?
So they could fit probably 100, a little over 100 homes in there.
Of zoning. His
42.
wife sells real estate.
Oh.
Yeah, you're looking at four units per acre is 160.
So that won't be sad.
But you have, you just had a quarter acre lots, there's 160 units, right? But then you have some open space, so probably 100. Yeah.
You want the one row
It
walls.
still might be, the development on the Lloyd seems to be taking a little bit longer than I would have thought.
Yeah, I'm not so sure why.
Lumber prices maybe, I'm not sure.
Well, now
They're still in underground, they're still in underground development. Yeah, it's. yeah.
They don't have any sewer water lines or anything like that installed.
But
It
it's,
looks like their storm sewers were going in first.
I think the real estate market in the last month has slowed down just a little bit because you see homes that are still for sale, which is, you didn't
Mhm.
see the previous months.
Yeah.
But like that Pulte development, They can't,
They look all the same too. It's like, we've got some really nice developments. I mean, we really do. We got some really, and that's another thing we wanted to change. That's something for 2020. It's going to be a goal for 2022 from our department, is creating an architectural review board strictly for the town center.
Yeah.
But then we want to create guidelines at the zoning commission for the town center. And then we'd like to get an architect on staff, like on the board.
How many units is Pulte putting in back in there?
I heard there was 300 and something.
it's only
Oh,
one.
the one in Talmadge, there, you mean, yeah,
Yeah, there's another, I think it's 300.
unbelievable.
Mike, at one point in the past, we had talked about some consolidation of the residential districts.
We're still thinking that too.
Okay,
R3 and R4, we'd like to merge.
combine them.
Yeah.
So that's probably coming up pretty quick
Mhm.
after we deal with the light industrial, heavy industrial mismatch.
Mhm.
Okay.
We like to, well, my goal is to try to get the commercial and the light industrial so that we could start bringing in more business.
Mm.
The areas that are sitting stale, I'd like to get those to pop, and try to tweak the zoning in order to get businesses to like it. And then from there, just narrow down all in like consolidating and.
Redwood seems to have come to a slowdown or a stop.
Yeah, they're okay. I think, there's a lot of plumbing sticking out of the ground right now, if you take a look. So I think they're ready to go.
I'd heard they were
They're
having
so-
trouble getting wood, but
Yeah, they might be.
Well, now anything plastic, because resins are hard to get. Like Carlon boxes and stuff like that. If you want them, you can go find them on eBay now. But I don't know how they keep all these home sites going.
I understand Ryan, because Ryan has their own, and it seems like
Do
they
actually make their
manufacture.
own electrical boxes?
It's crazy. Ryan has a well-oiled machine. They just keep going.
It's funny though, when you talk
I mean,
to
from the-
Ryan owners.
Well, and you're dealing with, like, when you go to take a loan there, they own the mortgage company. So they're coming in and I think it's $5,000 down and gets you in a new home there. So.
It's hard to argue with.
Some of those homes are starting to turn over.
Mhm.
Kind of curious to see how they're able to.
It's interesting
Market those
because I'm
second.
in the remodeling industry, and we run into people that have Ryan homes that will say it's getting close to time to sell it and get out of it. Because it's like people that have been in Ryan homes, like, oh, you keep it for, maybe 6-7 years and then you.
Just prior to.
Chapman's had the same problem with, those were all regular homes and done really cheap. So, a lot of those people have had to redo roofs and siding and,
Yeah,
driveways.
not even at the 20-year mark. It's like
Yeah,
6-7 years.
right. So, okay. Set the date for the next zoning commission meeting, which will be Wednesday. You want to do?
So you guys are having, it won't be a meeting for the
Okay.
public.
Okay,
It'll be September.
so Debbie, when will the next meeting be?
September 9th, that's the second
She always said-
Thursday.
Always call.
Is that September 9th,
Okay,
Thursday?
The next meeting we have as a board will be next Wednesday, and it'll be just training. Mark Gaddetti will be here. He will go over all the legalities and laws that have changed or are new or with COVID, without COVID. We're going to go over all that stuff. The trustees have asked that we do this annually, both at zoning commission and BZA level. So
So we're going to do that
Next one.
here next Wednesday.
7 o'clock,
6:30.
6:30?
What's the date?
6:30. I'm sorry.
Deb? 25th.
Did you send out a notice?
Yeah, it was in an email. I can send another
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, I don't recall
Okay.
that popping up.
Oh, would you please? I missed that.
Can you send me
Missed
something
that.
that just populates on my phone?
Yeah, if for somebody reason somebody can't come, let us know so that we can reschedule you.
We had one a
Mark or
couple
whatever.
years ago.
Yeah, we had Murdoch come in when I first started, and then, but this is at request of the trustee. They'd like to see it just annually, and it just keeps up, especially with COVID. The laws changed so quickly with COVID. If we ever have to go into lockdown again, I'd like to go over that kind of stuff, what we need to do, how to do, and I think we did everything fine. So we haven't got sued yet, so I guess we're good.
We're talking about at the next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Second, please.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Adjourned. See you all on the 9th.